Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the general daily collective message. I've already posted a Twin Flame weekly forecast. If you want to know further about the astrological energies playing out today, feel free to check it out. I'll add a video card above if you missed the Twin Flame forecast. Keep in mind, this is also a general collective message. It is not sign specific, but I will call out any signs that I do feel need mentioning. So please just take what resonates and leave behind the rest, because it is general. It's not going to resonate with everybody. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, then check out the video card above, and I would gladly get you booked in for a personal reading. Also, I would like to mention I am offering an online 5-week tarot class. If you'd like to learn tarot with me, I'd love to have you join the class. There's also a link below for the class in the description box, and there's also a link below to book a reading if that interests you. Okay, collective, let's see what kind of a message needs to come through today. I do feel collectively a lot of us are facing existential crisis. I was shown a really cool tarot spread by New Age Hipster that was sent to me by another Divine Feminine that I've worked with throughout the years. Xandra, thank you. It's actually called the Barbie tarot spread. So I'm going to tweak it a little bit. And so what I'm going to do today is something completely different. Whatever message needs to come through is going to come through regardless. But I'm going to pull 4 oracle cards. The first one is going to show us the collective existential crisis. The second card is going to give us advice from the universe, our guides, the ancestors. The third card is what systems in our life do we need to change? And the fourth card is going to be how can we take our power back? And then we're going to clarify with the tarot. So let's jump in. I chose the Wisdom of the Oracle deck today by Colette Baron Reed. It was one of the first decks I got, and I actually upgraded the deck to a newer version. Look at that, poised on the bottom of the deck. 48. So that's like a 13 energy. So poised. I just feel like somebody's just rising to the top here in the energies. Maybe after a profound transformation. Yeah, maybe after a profound healing journey, right? Tying up some loose ends is what I heard. 52-7. So Chariot. Moving on after tying up some loose ends. So let's see what the collective existential crisis is. And we got 2 flipped out. So this is the collective existential crisis. So we get the yin energy with take a nap. So High Priestess energy, Queen of Swords, High Priestess, Queen of Swords. All right, what is the advice from the universe to the sea? 7. So Chariot energy. It's time to move on from something. That is definitely advice from Spirit. What systems need to be changed in the energies today? Why? This is all about understanding relationship patterns in the energy is kind of what I feel. My nose is really itchy. And how do we take back our power? Regeneration. So we close out a karmic cycle, and it might require maybe walking away from something, right? There's a lot of deep healing wounds coming up surrounding abandonment. This is also a 5 card, so we're closing cycles of, I feel, marriages, long-standing partnerships. The systems to change are these unequal partnerships, inequality, right? And so bottom of the deck, we get the High Priestess again, this deep knowing that it's time to move on from something. 43 breaking down to a 7. So we got a couple of 7s here. And this is surrounding wish fulfillment, right? 50 is key. Key 50 is the 10 of Cups in the tarot. So this is surrounding wish fulfillment, no place like home. So I feel right now, collectively, we need to step back and be the observer in these very chaotic times. And so the existential crisis, I feel, with the High Priestess energy and the Queen of Swords with the yin and the take a nap is like, this is like a major wake-up call. I feel maybe a major wake-up call for a feminine out there that's maybe been sleeping on her potential, or maybe there's a need to get really honest. I see the fox. And so I feel like there's been a lack of acknowledging somebody in and around you that maybe has been a little bit sneaky or swindly. And so the Divine Feminine energy, the yin, is the receiver, but oftentimes divine feminine energy can overgive to the point of depletion. And so I feel there might be a major wake-up call taking place with the divine feminine collective at this time that is creating a wake-up within the masculine collective and the distortion of all of these inequalities within relationship patterns. The why also is this energy of an Akashic memory being activated. If you see, she's bending over to grab the book that's got wings that might be flying away from her, but this is like an illumination. And so there's a system that needs to be changed when it comes to cycles and patterns. And so the advice is you got to leave something behind. We got spirit here hounding somebody to get moving, get to the sea, go towards calmer waters. And the only way to take back your power is to maybe leave somebody out in the cold. And so I always love this orphan card, and I talk about it a lot. If you look, it kind of looks like we've got a woman here with a melting wedding dress on, right? It's like a melting wedding dress. And she's got a carrot nose, kind of like the energy of Olaf in Frozen. When Olaf melts in Frozen 2, and Anna has to kind of take the next step and go it herself. And so it is a process. So I just feel something needs to be burned right down to the ground, completely severed in order for regeneration. And somebody here does have a deep knowing of maybe, hey, this isn't my wish fulfillment. I think I've had my head up in the clouds here, and it's time to shine a light on some type of an illusion. And Spirit's been really guiding somebody, I feel, with the moon cycles. And so be that observer. Be the observer, because is this really a soulmate connection, or is this a cycle of going round and round and round, and you've created some type of fantasy surrounding a foundation? And so maybe it's time to break something down, right down to the ground, in order to rebuild in a new cycle. And so I do feel there is a cycle rounding completion. So let's go in a little bit further with the tarot, and I'm going to use the Tarot of Dreams today. So let's clarify this existential crisis with time for a nap and yin. So tell me more about this existential crisis going on within the collective. 3 of Wands. So it's like, yeah, it's time for a nap. I think it's time to get over the nap. It's time for a wake-up call, because I do feel something is slipping away. There's something here slipping away. Yeah. So don't deceive yourself. This is a wake-up call before something kind of carries away from you. And so something here needs to complete when it comes to a cycle within a relationship. And so you could be dealing with one of the fixed signs. You could be dealing with an Aries. You could be dealing with a Leo, an Aquarius, a Scorpio, or a Taurus. But I feel something here needs to kind of reach the ending of a cycle before a new beginning. And there is this existential crisis of somebody's been in denial. This could be an abundance of downloads being received. And this is a major, major wake-up call. Something about Saturn. Maybe you are going through a Saturn return. Could be dealing with the Pisces. So let's clarify the advice. What are we moving on from? Maybe moving on from a Cancer. I just heard moving on from a Cancer. Oh, well, if that doesn't clarify that advice, there's something that needs to be walked away from, and I feel it's a long-standing commitment. Yeah, Emperor reversed. I do feel somebody here has a big decision to make, and it's likely this Queen of Coins that needs to turn her back on a situation, right, in order for things to move forward. I do feel clarification advice from the universe is it's time to move on from a whole legacy. I feel maybe this is an entire family that you're walking away from. I do feel definitely leaving behind a tyrant, somebody that was manipulative, abusive. The Emperor reversed, doesn't assert himself properly, can be abusive, can cheat, can have discretionate affairs. But I feel it was all about the money, and it's time to walk away from foundations rooted purely in structure, stability, and money. So we've got somebody here that could be borderline narcissistic. And so it's time to walk away from narcissistic abuse, and it's really time to walk the healing path, to go towards breaking free from all of these illusions. And the Saturn and Pisces energy is saying it's time to understand these relationship cycles so we can manifest deep, spiritual, intimate connections, right? Because a lot of us have done the healing work. So you need to get grounded. That's the advice too. You need to get grounded and rooted in reality, because I do feel somebody here has constructed some type of an illusion, and it's time to get crystal clear. So let's clarify the systems needing to change. It is the Y energy. And so So we get the Aquarian energy, the star. So we need to change. We need to change from the Piscean ways. And we're going into the age of Aquarius, which is the age of truth, accountability, and authenticity. So what needs to change? We need to stop wearing these masks, right? We need to open up our eyes to all of the masks and all of the superficiality in and around us, right? And so life isn't just meant to be a great big party. And so I just feel there's a lot of healing when it comes to third party. That is a big calling for a lot of the twins. We are here to expose and heal third party karmic energy in order to manifest divine spiritual connections and unions. And so I feel we do have a feminine here that is releasing somebody that really isn't emotionally invested. And I feel releasing an illusion, right? I do feel it's going to take a lot of strength to really sit in this truth, and I do feel it's going to be painful, right? We get the Leo and we get the Libra, and so there's relationship expansion here. We're expanding beyond these cycles of chronic indecision, fighting to stay chained to something that is just a battle of wits, right? And so I feel what we need to leave behind is going into these cycles and mirroring these wounds, right? And so we have to be willing to, you know, maybe block people out of our lives and fly solo for a little while to do that deep dive into this deep core wound, to understand it, right? So we can consciously release this burden of overindulging, creating fantasies and illusions, all because, you know, we're stuck in a state of lack and depression. And so I do feel this is the year of the divine feminine rising from all of these past betrayals. And so this is the system that needs to be changed. We need to rise above the backstabbing, the betrayal. If you look at the collective, and I'm going to reference Taylor Swift again, and love her or hate her, I really don't care. She's a self-made legacy as far as I'm concerned, and she's been around forever. And boy, does the media like to trash talk a woman that is self-made. And so we're rising above these old systems. And so it is the rise of the divine feminine for this new beginning. So let's clarify how to take back your power, because I do feel this is just a massive collective transformation. How to take back your power. You become that divine feminine and you transform your life and you step into knowing your worth and your value. And so there's a collective illumination, I feel, of divine feminines waking up. And so there is a realignment, and this is how we take back our power. We realign, we birth this new energy. We become abundant, we become the empress, and we take back our power by revealing all of these mysteries and maybe exposing the snakes in and around us, right? Maybe exposing a tyrant that you've been dealing with that's kept you in a state of illusion that maybe you've not wanted to see because you haven't wanted to, you know, realize like, hey, you know, this really was a fantasy. It really wasn't my happily ever after. And so I do feel there is a tower moment. And I think we all got this deep knowing that it's coming, right? So let's clarify the deep knowing. And no place like home with the observer. So I just feel somebody knows that wherever they're at, there's no victory. There is a need to take this within. And so I feel we've got a divine feminine here looking at a situation and saying, hey, like, I know what I need to release. I know I want love in my life. I want the Holy Grail love in my life. And I got to release somebody that's just unwilling to learn the lesson. There's no victory here. I'm tired of the challenges. I've been observing and I know what I want, and I want a true pair. Right? And so we got a feminine here, I feel, no longer investing in a situation where there's been a lot of manipulative abuse, and moving onward and upward, right? Allowing the wheels of fate to carry her forward towards a true match where somebody will take the time to invest. And so I just feel a recognition of cycles. So I would, yeah, do I want to? I don't know. Let's get a closing message. Let's get a closing message. Let's keep this short and sweet. Oh, partnership. Partnership requires compromise, an open mind, and a loving heart. So how can you heal the past to enjoy the present and embrace the future? Choose people who treat you with dignity and respect. So that's loud. So I do feel the feminine collective is learning how to take their power back is a big message. So be brave. You can do this. I don't know who I'm talking to, but you got to be brave. You can do this because you know this situation is unhealthy. You know that there's going to be obstacles that you got to get through, and you will get through them. Be brave. You can do this, and get honest with yourself. I feel an existential crisis of a truth bomb because somebody's been lying to themselves. They've been manipulated by a liar because they didn't want to believe the worst truth. And I feel the truth is coming out in order to free somebody from an illusion. An illusion. So get ready for somebody to speak up. I think there's going to be an epiphany. Somebody's going to speak up, and I feel they're ridding themselves of a negative influence in order to go towards somebody that will love them and not make them feel small and will treat them with respect. And that's what I have for today, guys. I hope this helped. If you'd like to book, check out the description box below, and I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.